I don't know.
Oh, looking at me, I was only small.
If you just move your chair slightly, that's fine. Now, you don't have to. I mean, you can look at me. Don't look at the camera.
No.
And we'll just keep it like conversation. And if there's anything you think of later on that you haven't said about something we were talking about earlier, we can just come back to it. So, I mean, we just start by telling me how you got involved. Was it the Girl Guides specifically, or was it a variety of things?
It was brownies.
I look at that and I know they're brownies.
Yeah, they're brownies. There was 2 packs in the village, and my daughter was in First Oliver's brownies, and I know they were desperate for helpers in Second Oliver's, which had to start because the village had grown such a lot, so they needed another pack and more helpers. So I started helping a lady called Sheila Thompson, and I don't think it was for very long before she actually stepped down and sort of left me holding the baby, so to speak. So Jackie and Linda came to help, and we sort of took it from there, really.
I think I came along because Shelley joined.
Yeah.
And as you do, you go along and they say, we're desperate for leaders.
I was.
And I said, well, I'll help, but I don't want to go into uniform, but I'm quite happy to help. You just tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it, but I don't want to go into uniform.
Famous last words.
I don't know how long that lasted.
So where did all this take place, and what was a typical, when did you meet and what was a typical
Well, when
evening
I
like?
first joined you, we were at the school, weren't we?
No, we're at the village hall. In the upstairs room of the village hall.
Yes, that's
the
right.
First Oliver's were downstairs, and First Oliver's moved upstairs, and then I can't quite remember where we went from that, because we had a stint at the school.
Yes.
I think we had some time at the Methodist and also at the Scout Hut.
We were at the Scout Hut when I finished.
And when I finished.
Yeah.
So when did you both start and when did you both finish?
Well, we think probably about 79 when I started, which is why I would have liked the book, really, because it's got all the dates on. But I mean, this is 1982 and we're both on it.
I think I started in 1981.
Yeah, so it was there because both our children were at that age, really.
So what sort of things did you do?
What did we do? Well, I can't remember really, but for the general day-to-day things.
I know, but you were very organised. Sandra always had it planned. So every week it was planned out.
We worked on
what
badges.
We
So we'd perhaps do a fitness badge, and we would do a variety of fitness things, and we used to go out on walks, didn't we, and things like that.
We did, yeah.
And we had a 6-week sort of, as new children started, you had to take them through all the brownie progress, and then we had a ceremony at the end where they were enrolled and their parents were invited, and other brownies would make cakes and tea to earn badges that way.
Yes.
We used to play games because it's a fun activity, really. So
we used to sing.
We did used to sing, didn't we, a lot? Yes, don't ask us to do that now. But
I can't remember the song.
I can't remember. And we were very involved with First Oliver's brownies and also First Fradley brownies, and we'd have quiz nights and things like that.
So were you totally separate as the different brownie packs? Were they the same age? And
they were the same age. It's just that the village had outgrown the 1 pack. We needed 2 packs. You were only allowed 24 girls at one time.
Did both packs hold their meeting the same night of the week?
They did to start with, because as I say, I know First Oliver was downstairs.
Down in the village hall.
Yeah, but you could only have 24 brownies, so you're restricted, and they were broken up into small groups, into 6s, with various silly names like sprites and elves and gilly-doos and things like that.
And did you do any sort of camps or anything like that, or wasn't that part of the brownie?
No, I think they do more now. I don't think at that time you were allowed to take brownies camping, and I think even now they have to be in a hut. They can't do outdoor camping at all. It's strange, but no, we never got that involved. We used to take them on walks though, didn't we? And you had to, we had to get walking certificates as leaders.
We always had an outing, didn't we? Probably, was it just once a year? I mean, we took them to London.
Yeah, we went to London.
So we took them to Alveston, which I didn't realise I'd ever been there.
Lots of different places. And then, because we're part of Alrewis, which was it Ricknell district we became?
I think so.
We were part of Burton under Needwood district, but because all the counties, all the groups were growing, we ended up a very small district, which was Ricknell district, which was Olworth and Fradley, and we used to meet with Burton and Yoxall and have joint events there and do brownie revels and fun things like that.
Well, yeah, I remember going up to Fradley for like a sports.
Yeah, we used to have sports
Sports
nights,
nights, yeah.
things like that. Yeah, so it's, yeah, I mean, sometimes it was hard work. I used to come home from work and have to sort of grab everything together and get it all down there, but yeah, we didn't lose many because they didn't like it.
No, I think that was down to you. You kept them interested.
I tried to. You always got a bag full of activities, craft activities to make. You've got your Mother's Day things, your Christmas things,
there's
your
always
Father's Day
something.
things.
Yeah,
so you related
always
your
something
meetings to
yeah.
those sort of things,
Yeah.
really.
Do you remember any particular events or activities or incidents that happened that you can talk about that might be not necessarily
Yeah.
funny, but
All of
sort of
them.
memorable
I
things?
know one little girl, and I won't name her, but I remember her mum being very concerned that we were all going to London, and her asking me would I keep hold of her, hold her hand most of the day, sort of. She was very concerned. And as soon as we got off the coach, she went. Just disappeared. I thought,
Oh dear.
she thought, this is great, freedom, and I spent all day trying to find her, and just keeping my eye on her,
Keeping control of 24 brownies without their parents
Yeah.
is difficult. So we used to rope in help. Our husbands used
Yes,
to come.
Brian and Jim were there.
Your sister used to come. And then we'd sort of say, right, that's your little group, you've got 4. And
Yeah.
every now and again say, have you still got your 4 and things like that? Because
Because
they're all
in
over.
London we took them
Went
down the Thames, didn't we?
on a boat.
And we
went
took them to the tower.
Yeah, so we had
We
a
picnicked in Hyde Park.
in Hyde
was it?
Park.
That's a big thing to take a group of kids
Yeah.
to London.
It is, yeah.
Very
But
big.
it was enjoyable, and we were just talking about the fact we took them to Alton Towers,
Yes.
and I was the bag lady. I stood at the bottom with all of the bags.
I went on the rides.
We looked after them. And this one little girl got off the pirate ship, and I said, what was it like? And she said, just made my tummy tickle. And that was it. I thought, oh dear, no thank you.
I tell you what, it made my tummy turn. I used to like rides, and that was the one I couldn't stand. But
We used to do an annual float as well for the muscular
Yes.
dystrophy fate, wasn't it? And that was always good, and we won a 3rd prize, a 2nd prize, and a 1st prize.
Yes,
didn't
that's how we did it. Didn't
That's how we did it. 3, 2, 1.
First. Jim and Brian were there
were
making
there.
everything. Weren't
They were, yeah. My husband made a windmill.
filming it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
very
what
good.
about involvement with the Remembrance Day parade? Were you involved in that?
Yes, we had strict
Got photographs
instructions.
there,
Yes,
the
that we
parade.
turned up at the Legion, and we were not allowed to wear coats. Now this was adults as well, so they'd go home with instructions to wear as many t-shirts and jumpers under, because they were very thin cotton dresses as possible. And then this one day it did actually rain, and I thought, this is stupid, so I phoned everybody up and told them to put their coats on, much to the disgust of some of the other leaders, I'm afraid. But I thought it was more important. I really did.
they only had one uniform. They didn't have winter uniform, did they? They just had that.
It was just a
that
thin
dress,
cotton dress.
Being November as well.
I
We
know.
had some really freezing
We did,
Novembers,
we
didn't
did.
we? Yeah.
But no, it was very good. We used to practice marching a little bit to try and keep them in line, but it's very hard. And then you're going left. No, they didn't know the left from right.
So who was in your, I know you was over a number of years, but any names that you can remember of children, just so that we can think about the kids who were in there when you were running it?
We've got, is that Alison Flitcroft?
Yes. That's Michelle Vant.
Michelle Vant. That's Alison's sister, isn't it? Catherine. No, that's Alison. That's Catherine Flitcroft. And
That's Vicky Clark.
it's Vicky Clark. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the children actually.
Is
sit
that
in the village.
Erica? I think that's Erica.
That's it. I
Is
don't
it?
know.
No.
There's Laurelie Gregory.
Yeah.
That is Wilma.
Yes.
Katie Wilma. Is it Katie?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of names, and this is Karen. Karen still goes. I see her at school with her children now, which is quite funny. When you go to school and you see brownies. Now, this lady here, well, Laurelie, her name is, her mum used to run the 17 Hair Salon in Wellfield Road, and I think she's married to somebody Jackson now.
She's married to Ali's son, yeah.
Well, I was outside school picking some friends up the other day, and I said, "Hello, Laurelie," and she said, "How do you know me?" So I said, I was your brown owl, and she threw her arms around me. She said, "Oh, Sandra, I used to love you. I named my Cabbage Patch doll after you."
That's something.
So I've got a Cabbage Patch doll named after me. But she was absolutely enthralled. In fact, I was looking at photographs. When it was the best kept village, we were allocated a telephone box to clean. So once a week we were armed with window clean and everything, and we'd go and clean the post box at the top of the road, Wellfield Road. So I've got photographs of her doing that. I thought I'd show her.
Who's this girl that's a guide that's helping us?
That's Melanie James.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I know that's
Nancy True. I mean, I don't know whether any of these names would mean anything to you.
Yeah.
Is that the same one as well? That's Linda Pickering, isn't it?
Yes, she was a helper.
So why did you
Rachel
stop in the end?
The reason I stopped was I think numbers started to dwindle in both the groups.
I stopped before you.
You'd stopped before me,
yes.
and I think there came a point where I got such a lot of them moving up to guides. There was 3 girls moving away, and I was going to be left with 6, and there was enough room in Orus 1 for them to go in, so that was why I finished there. So yes.
I mean, I don't. What's it like now? I mean, have they got 2 brownie packs now? Have they got?
Yes, there's 2 brownie packs now still. Because I think they had to restart second Orus. We didn't actually close it. We just shut it. So although I think the registration still remained open, but I don't know who runs that now. But as I say, we were only a small part really. Linda went on to run first Orus Brownies.
Is she still involved with some?
She's at Burton under Needwood now, and the last I heard she was running a rainbow group there.
She's done many years then, hasn't she?
Yeah, a lot more than me.
All these things rely on being roped in the first place and carrying on, but then you do have a natural life. There's only so much.
That's right.
You can give sometimes. Isn't
I did 5 years. I think you did.
I think about 8 or 9.
Yeah, I did 5, and I think my girls grew up. I started sort of with them in brownies, and they grew up, and other things happen in your life, and
I think it was also at the time I was going back to college as well.
Yeah.
So there was more of a time problem.
And I think there's sort of a peak when you can give it your all, and then after that it becomes a bit of a chore, doesn't it?
Well, and also as you get older, your age gap and you don't relate as well.
Because the brownies are always young.
They're always the same age, and you can't run around like you used to, and that. But I don't think we did too bad a job.
No,
really.
I mean, obviously there was a lot of helpers before us, and then loads since. You just do your part for so many years.
But we used to get together, and we used to have good turns as a district. And I remember raising money for toys for the surgery at one point, and Dr. Horton coming in, the photographs of Dr. Horton collecting the toys. He looks like a very young man.
What were we making when I got inebriated in your dining room? And I don't drink at all now.
Not anymore. I wasn't like I think we might have been doing the paper flowers.
And it was homemade wine.
It could have been,
It was very nice. It was very drinkable.
Well, I think we might have been doing the homemade flowers for the floats. All these sorts of things you see we used to do. So we used to sort of have a craft evening, and so we've been making paper flowers. Well, yes, you needed the wine. Sometimes.
No, that was when we were clowning about. I don't know what we were dressed as clowns for that time.
That was for a Brownie Revels. That was when it was 75 years of brownies, and it was a big thing then at Barton School.
That's Hyde Park.
Yeah. But yes, we did have
That's
fun.
Ruth and Shelley with the buckets collecting for.
And when it was 75 years of guiding, I arranged a big thing in the church, and we had a display of guiding in Orus past, and I haven't got any photographs of that, I'm sorry. That was what it was for. I remember speaking to Mrs. Shuker, who was the guide leader when I was in Brownies. I mean, she's no longer with us now, but I wondered whether her daughter Janet.
Oh, she might.
I shouldn't imagine that Margaret Stannett would have them, because it was Margaret Stannett's mum. and that, whether she would have any, but Janet might have. But she lent us a lot of information about guiding in the past, and we've got old uniforms and things like that we put on display in the church. And then the guide band, the Scout and Guide band, actually marched us. We weren't a very big parade, but we got there, didn't we? And we had a lovely service in the church to commemorate the 75 years of guiding. And I don't think they've ever done anything since.
No, because there was big parties everywhere, wasn't there?
There was big
we
parties
went to
everywhere.
a party.
That was the one at Stafford,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
It seems to be Scouts that's the dominant one in the village at the moment. I don't hear much of what the Browns get up to.
I know there are 2 brownie packs, but I can't think. I know this lady very well, but I can't think of her name now. And I think she does that, and she also runs the guides as well, I think, now. You know, so she must be very busy. Somebody Gold, I think her name is.
Oh yes, I know who you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of her
her
Christian name. No. I don't-
Leslie, somebody used to do the rainbows and guides, because I started helping with rainbows as well later. But I found that I couldn't remember the children's names. It was really hard. So I gave up because I've been out of it for so long. But again, I went along because they were desperate for help. And I probably did about 3 years. And it was because my granddaughter was involved. But I got a bit...
I think that's what you do. You go along just initially to help out, and then you end up running it.
And I
for a
think
while.
once you've been involved in that, you know how hard it is to get help.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so...
Yeah.
I think more so now as well, because
Probably,
of more people working more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we had a good group of mums, didn't we? But it was always the same mums that came and helped with all the various things, didn't
Yes.
they? You know, there was perhaps 4 that you could depend on to be there,
Yes.
and that. But you could count on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good time. I don't regret it at all.
Oh no,
I don't regret it at all.
I enjoyed it at the time.
Was that the Indian one?
Yeah, the Indian reservation.
Yes, I've seen another picture of this. Somebody passed. It might have been.
It might have been me. I gave you a big book with a lot of them in.
That's us all getting ready. There's the band.
Yeah, that's the band. I say that it wasn't a very good group, but Rita Croft, who was running Second Ulruis Guides at that time, she actually made a big flag for Ulruis and that for us to carry. So it was good. There's a Remembrance Day parade. Look there.
I think Brian was probably there with his cine film, with his cine camera.
Oh dear. And we did witches and all sorts,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is actually frowned upon now, isn't it, to do
is it?
Halloween? Yes, yes.
I haven't put the date on that one.
Oh.
I've just put Witch Erica and Witch Jackie in case nobody would know who we were.
But no, I don't think I missed it when I finished, because as I say, I was back at college, so I got other things. But you know, every time you see them going by and you think, and you meet them at school, outside school, and they say, hello, brown owl, and things like that. And you think, well, that was a long time ago. And they've got children of their own now. And
I was Tawny Owl, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And Linda was
Snowy
Owl.
Yeah, I was brown owl. Yeah.
It's all part of the legacy, isn't it? Everybody, that different generations have different people helping along, and
That's right.
you do your
It's got
bit
to
at the
be
time.
like that, I think, hasn't it, really?
It has, yeah. No, Jim used to sometimes say when you walk down the village, you can't get down the village without somebody saying, hello, brown owl. But he used to help with the Scouts, so, you know, he had it to a certain extent as well. I mean, and Jim never went into uniform, but he was in Scouts for probably about the same time as I was in Brownies involved, and they did do camping, but no, Brownies couldn't then. But I do think it might have changed now.
I think a lot of girls can join Scouts and Cubs now, can't they?
Oh, yeah.
I think yes, but
so
they can't do it the other way around, which is quite strange, isn't it? It's strange.
Ladies Club.
Yes, but I do think the guides do far more activities now akin to the Scouts really than they used to do. I mean, I think
they'd have to now for them to be wanting to be involved. I don't think just sitting there, as you say, knitting and sewing.
No, not like they were. I mean, I
what they want to do today.
I can remember being taught how to darn socks. This is when I was a brownie, and sew buttons on. And I can do it. I know how to do it. And when a button came off my granddaughter's jacket, I said, well, aren't you going to stitch it on? But I don't know how. And I said, well, didn't they teach you that in the brownies? She says, no.
They'd probably be accused of being sexist if they did.
Yes.
Not everybody. It's
Yeah,
a
that's
useful
right.
thing,
Yes,
but it's
that's
sewing,
right.
isn't it?
Yes.
You know, so who stitched the button on? Grandma. Don't know. But no, that's how it went, really.
That's lovely. That's 20 minutes worth.
Was it really? Or you cut out some of it then?
That's good. Is there anything else you want to add that you think you might have?
I can't think of anything. Only the fact that there were, it's, you know, we were only a very small part of it. There were lots of other people, and I would hate to offend anybody by not mentioning them, really. You know, I mean, I don't know whether Val Stevenson is still in the village.
Well, Val was part of it for a long time.
She was
wasn't
district
she?
commissioner
Yes.
and that, and also Doreen Halewood. I mean, Doreen Halewood did it for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, we had a lady also helping us called Stella, didn't we?
Yeah.
Who was in? I think she still lives in the village, does she, Stella?
Yeah.
But I haven't seen her for a long time.
In Mickleham.
Yeah. Stella Wilson.
Stella Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so she helped.
She helped. Yeah.
Yeah.
She helped for a while. Yeah.
She did. Yeah.
Did she go into uniform?
Yeah, Stella was in uniform as well.
I think she did.
Yeah.
I think that's how it is. You get them into uniform, and then you can bow out.
So getting into uniform is quite a big step then, is it? Is that showing that you are one of the
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's sort of, yeah. It was something I was quite happy to do. I didn't feel coerced into it, although when Sheila left, it did frighten me a little bit, you know. But I thought, no, I can do this. So I was quite happy to go into uniform, and because I'd been a guide before, I didn't have to be enrolled myself. But
yeah, I was a guy.
you were a guide, but I think Linda had to be enrolled. Yes,
yes.
Linda, because she'd never been a girl
Yes.
guide or a brownie, she had to be enrolled as an adult into the group, really, didn't she? Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd been a girl guide, so I didn't have
Yeah.
to do that.
But no, I can remember making that paper mache mushroom for the ceremony. Oh dear. We used to do some silly things. Yes, very funny things. But no, I can't think of anything else now.
Okay. Jackie, you okay with that?
Yes, fine.
Yeah.
Yes.